Hey, what's up, dude? This is Toad, and today I'm going to be talking about chakras. But before I do that, I deleted most of my spiritual videos off my channel entirely because I no longer agreed with what I was saying, and I'm now reconsidering what I believed, which is a good thing, because it's not good to just stick with the same thing as soon as you come up with it and just not change your beliefs. It's good to change your beliefs, okay? So, yeah, your chakras don't exist, but they also do exist because they're actually your endocrine system. And what I mean by that is that since the higher dimensions, or the outer layers of my aura, create the inner layers of my aura, I'm going to repeat that, the outer layers of my aura, the higher dimensions create the lower dimensions. It's not the other way around. Energy doesn't come upward, it actually goes downward, naturally, okay? From the crown to the root, alright? So, your endocrine system, is an interesting thing because it matches the chakras very, 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 very well. Extremely well. To the point that it's like you can't ignore the fact that your chakras are actually your endocrine system. I'm going to give you an example of this. The crown chakra is not included because that's basically the greater reality of oneness that can't fit into the lower dimensions, because even though the higher dimensions create the lower dimensions, it's not always an exact fit because it has to be simplified every time, so the little notch is taken off. Now, for your third eye, your hypothalamus has a neural connection to your eyes, and your hypothalamus also has a neural connection to your pineal gland, which produces three things. Serotonin, which is responsible for your happiness so you don't get depressed. Melatonin, which is responsible for sleep and getting you into deep states of meditation. And also, it is responsible for dimethyltryptamine, DMT. Okay? Your brain actually produces that stuff. Now, your hypothalamus has rods and cones in it, okay? In fact, it's a perfect circle. Well, not a perfect circle, but it's basically a perfect circle, like your eye. In fact, it basically is an eyeball inside of your brain. I'm not joking. I'm not lying, okay? So, when you introduce a little bit of dimethyltryptamine into your visual cortex, or your hypothalamus, then you end up having what is thought of as hallucinations. But actually, it's not hallucinations at all, because basically, your pineal gland is one of the highest vibration and highest consciousness glands that there are in your body. Like, how do I explain this? Basically, it expands, what I'm saying, I'm trying to sound professional here. I know what I'm talking about, I just don't know how to put this into words, okay? But basically, you're not getting the whole perception of reality with your physical body. And what the pineal gland does is it expands your awareness and your consciousness and your mind to where you are getting the full perception. Okay? And so since that's getting filtered through the hypothalamus, which then goes to the eyes, it's kind of like constantly hallucinating. But actually, you're not constantly hallucinating, because there is no such thing as hallucination. What I just said is not true. There is such thing as a hallucination, but that is not what dimethyltryptamine actually causes. It causes the expansion of your consciousness, basically. Okay. Another thing is your I want to say pituitary gland. Yeah, your pituitary gland in the center of your heart actually is responsible for a few things that the heart chakra is responsible for on the well-known chakra chart? Love and healing, because it produces HGH, human growth hormone, which can reverse the aging process and also boost your immune system and help you heal wounds quicker. Okay? So, yeah. And then you got the rest of the glands too, but basically it all matches up, okay, with what the chakra chart says. Now it's not that evenly spaced energy center type thing that you see in pictures. Actually, it's quite unevenly spaced. But that's fine because your body isn't evenly spaced. Your body is your body. It's not even symmetrical on the inside. It's only symmetrical on the outside. So, yeah. Yeah. So basically, with that knowledge that the endocrine system is the chakra system, then you can focus your attention toward more specific parts inside of your body rather than just outside of your body, and you'd be able to open your chakras much more easily with these same concepts being kept in mind while focusing on these different parts of the body in order to open the chakras. So, yeah, that's basically... Oh, and another thing. Actually, I'm not done yet. So, you'll notice that they all have different colors, and there's a reason for that. Color has a wavelength, okay? Now, if you take a single point and go along that wavelength at a constant speed, you'll notice that actually that wavelength is going like this. It's a vibration, okay? Because that's how, that's not just how we perceive light, that's just how light is, because it travels in photons, okay? So light is vibration. Colors are light, so colors are vibration. Now, vibration always matches up with a certain state of consciousness, because when things have a higher vibration, they end up being part of a higher dimension. Like, they travel out of the third dimension, and they get very complicated on a atomic level, okay? So, the higher vibration something is, the higher the dimension it is. Now, your chakras aren't always the exact color as represented. Like your heart chakra, it's always going to be greenish, but it's not always going to be exact, because the vibration that your pituitary gland is producing and the electrical impulse that it's putting into your nervous system is always going to vary, okay? So you should really, the first chakra you should open, believe it or not, is your third eye. Well, the first chakra you should open is actually the oneness chakra, or your crown chakra. So you can, so basically you can perceive oneness on a small level. Then your third eye, then your throat, then your heart, then the rest of it, okay? Not actually from the root up, but from the crown downward. That's normally how energy flows, okay? Energy doesn't normally flow up. You don't see a waterfall that flows up, okay? That would be, well, that would have the CSI on that waterfall's case. So, yeah. Energy flows down rather than up, and the higher dimensions create the lower dimensions. So you should really open your chakras slowly from the top down. Open your crown a little bit, third eye a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. Repeat until all your chakras are open. So it's gradual, but that's the way energy flows naturally. When you try to open it from the root upward, Since the root is a relatively low vibration to the rest of your chakras, well, that makes it hard for energy to flow upward. Because when things are below equilibrium, which is your heart chakra, or the middle color of the rainbow, then it's hard for them to flow upward. So imagine equilibrium, where your heart chakra is Earth, and the rest of it is the base of the Earth, or the center of the Earth. This is the crust, and this is the heavens, okay? If you place yourself or your consciousness at the center of the Earth, it would be very, very hard to climb out of that, okay? And then once you're on the surface of the Earth, it would not be as hard in order to get to the top consciousness. But if you start from the top down, it's more natural. It's more like a falling energy kind of type thing. So that was how I believe the chakras work. I could be wrong. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Leave a like and subscribe if you liked the video. And yeah, this is Stellar Toad. Goodbye.